Hello Internet. Today I want to demonstrate the Caddy web server that can be acted as a reverse proxy. One of the key things that I found interesting about this was that it provides free health checking and load balancing, something you have to pay for with Nginx Plus. So it's nice to have it for free. If you don't know what I mean by that, don't worry, I'm about to demonstrate it in this video. But suffice to say, it's all about being able to take on larger loads and not have any requests fail. So in this example, I've got two web servers, web server 1, web server 2, and I'm going to run the proxy. All the code to run this is just really simple Docker Compose files, I've called them, and they'll be available in the links in the video and my blog and everything. But I'm just running the JWelder Who Am I on port 8080 and 8080 and 8888, and the reverse proxy is going to be on 9000. I just needed 3 random ports, but yeah, so just to demonstrate that, I've got none of them are running right now, and I'm going to run Docker Compose, actually, web server 1, web server 2. So now 8080 is responding, 8888 is responding. The proxy is not running yet, so that's still not. And I'll run the reverse proxy. So that's now running. And you'll see that with the Who Am I image, it'll be the hash, the ID of the container. So this one's E11, this one's 1DA. So depending on which one it sends the request to, you get that slightly different output. Obviously in production, you'd probably have the same output, so you wouldn't see a difference, but this is just to demonstrate what's going on. So yeah, you see it flips between the two, and if a web server goes down, which we'll simulate by just stopping it, we will see that every time that happens, we get an error log down here and a blank response here, which is not ideal, right? So successful requests and failed requests. This is not cool. All we're doing here is just splitting it. So to resolve that, we have got to do some configuration changes, which is the Caddy file, which we'll configure in the Caddy file. But just before I get onto that, I just want to demonstrate this first. By default, it does random splitting between the two web servers, but we can set it to round robin, which will do perfectly even splitting. I just want to demonstrate that first. So even though Caddy supports sending API requests to reload it and stuff, for the demonstration of this, I'm just going to do Docker Compose. Just going to kill it and run it up again. So now we should see that, server's not up, so I need to get that running. Now we should see it's every other one, it flips. You know, it's not random, it's always 50-50, which means that if one of the web server fails, every 50% of the requests are going to fail, which again, actually feels worse than before, but statistically should be the same. So that's that. Not exactly exciting, but what is exciting is that you can actually, with just these 2 lines added to the Caddy file, you pretty much solve our problem. We are going to tell it that if it fails, actually let's try one at a time to just demonstrate everything. So I'm gonna copy that across. Now fail duration 10 S means remember that it's failed for 10 seconds. So if we do this now, I'm gonna run it up. Both are fine, you know, that's cool. I'm gonna fail this server. So web server 1, I'm gonna kill that. And now I'll go back here. So web server 1's not responding. Now it will, I didn't reload the Caddy. Sorry, one sec. So now it will remember the web server 1 failed. So it will keep sending to the other web server. But every 10 seconds or so, you will see a blank pop up here. See, there it is. And it will remember again for the next 10 seconds, which is a lot better than before, but it still means that you get the occasional failed request, which we don't like. So to fix that issue, we can go back to my cheat sheet here, and I will put the retries in. So if I now say, hey, when it fails, try again on another one of the servers, and still remember the failed server for 10 seconds because we don't want to keep retrying. So now I'm going to kill this, going to run this, and going to run up again. So now both my web servers are running, and I'm going to refresh this. It's all happy. I'm going to kill this, and you never see a blank, because when it failed, it retried to the other web server, which is cool. So no failed requests, which for 99% of the time, that's really all we could possibly want, but we can do one better. So you can add health checking. So basically this means that the server itself, Caddy, will in the background be checking the servers based on the configuration you put in. Please read the docs. You tell it like, hey, we're expecting a 200. Just put a ping endpoint in, /ping/healthcheck, whatever. Some endpoint that you always expect to come back if the server's online, for which you would put the path here. Check every 5 seconds, timeout if it doesn't respond in 2 seconds. But yeah, this just means that the proxy will be actively checking. It doesn't wait till a request failed. So you're one step ahead of the game. No reliance on the retry. But retry still is there in case the health check doesn't save the day. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to run my web servers. So both my web servers are running. That's cool. And if I hit the proxy, that's cool. And I'm going to fail my server here. And we should see, yep, you can see that it's popping up that it notices that one of the web servers is down, the one on port 8888, which is this one. So it will never send a request there. Doesn't even bother retrying, Well, it doesn't need to. It just never even tries to send it there. Likewise, if I put it back up and I fail this one, it was 8888 before. We should see eventually that it's the 8080. Yeah, so this was E115 and now it's 1DA. So this, with active health checking, the reverse proxy is actively checking the health checkpoints on your backend servers and will never send requests to those ones that it deems are down or unhealthy. I just think it's pretty neat because this is stuff you'd have to pay for with Nginx Plus. And it was really, really, really simple. I mean, you look at the Caddy file and it's like, even if you just had that would do 99% of what you could possibly want. So really interesting technology, really love it. Yeah, it's cool. I hope other people go check out the project. Yeah, that's it for me for now. Have a good one.